Hey guys, welcome to the latest battle report for Geeks 40k channel. Today we have Chaos Space Marine versus Iron Hands with a small attachment of Blood Angels. So today we are doing Relic. We have a ruined Imperial city here. In the middle of this city there is a wrecked cathedral. As you can see, the cathedral has seen some action before. It has been fortified a little bit by the Blood Angels and the Iron Hands last time they were here. Unfortunately, in the withdrawal from the last skirmish, they left behind one of their little cats, and this little cat has some very important information on, and they are desperate to retrieve it. Unfortunately for the Iron Hands and the Blood Angels, the Chaos Space Marines know that it is there and are desperate to get their hands on it. HQ for the Chaos, I've got my Demon Prince. So this guy has got wings. He's also Psychic Mastery level 3. He is taking Demonology and the Malefic powers. In this he has got Summoning as his Primaris power. He's also got Cursed Earth and Infernal Gaze. First, the troop choices. I have a normal Chaos Space Marine squad in a Rhino. So in here there is a Sparring Champion with a Power Fist. There is also a Melt Gun and an Icon of Khorne. Elites for the Chaos Space Marines today, we have a squad of Plague Marines. In here there is a Plague Champion. So these guys have Feel No Pain. Heavy support for the Chaos today, we have a Defiler. This has got an Auto Reaper cannon on it, the Battle Cannon and a Power Surge. He's going to be joined by a second Defiler, exactly the same loadout as the first one. And third heavy support choice, we have 3 Obliterators. Finally, fast attack for the Chaos Day, we have a Helldrake, and this one is equipped with the Bale Flamer. So again, hopefully be able to burn some Space Marines. So this is the 1500 points that I'm taking on the Iron Hands and a little bit of Blood Angels with today. So obviously there's my Demon Prince, my Warlord. I did miss off when I was talking about him one of the psychic powers, so he also has the Dark Flame as well. So there's my Black Legion Chaos Space Marines and my Black Legion Helldrake, 2 Black Legion Defilers and Black Legion Obliterators, being supported by a couple of a nice squad of Death Guard there as well, so obviously they're quite tough.
Okay, so my HQ choice for today is a Captain. He is in Artificer armour. He has a Power Fist, and he also has the Betrayer's Bane, which is a combi melter, but you can fire the melter every turn if you want instead of the bolter. So I'm using the Clan Rakan supplement for my Iron Hands army, and it is a combined arms detachment. First troops for the Iron Hands are a 5-man tactical squad. Sergeant has a combi melter, and there is a grav gun in the squad too, and they are riding in a Razorback with twin-linked heavy bolters. Second troop choice for the Iron Hands is another 5-man tactical squad. Sergeant has a Storm Bolter, there's a missile launcher in the squad, and they're riding in a Razorback with twin-linked las cannons. First elite choice for the Iron Hands is an Ironclad Dreadnought. It has a Hurricane Bolter arm, the Seismic Hammer, and a Heavy Flamer. It doesn't have the missiles on it. Second elite choice today is a Contemptor Dreadnought with 2 Carey's Pattern Assault Cannons. So my first and only heavy support choice for the Iron Hands army today is 3 Devastator Centurions. They are all equipped with grav cannons and grav amps. The Sergeant has missile launchers, and the 2 normal guys have got Hurricane Bolters. Okay, so my allies for today are Blood Angels, and the HQ is a Librarian Dreadnought. He is Mastery level 2, and he has got Unleash Rage, the Quickening, and Fear of Darkness. So Unleash Rage, I can basically give a unit within 18 inches rage. so I could even give that to the Iron Hands if I wanted to. It's not specific to Blood Angels. Fear of the Darkness, my opponent needs to take a morale check in 12 inches at -2 leadership, so that might come in quite handy. Not the best, but it might work out. So the troops choice for the Blood Angels is a 5-man tactical squad. Sergeant has a combi grav and power fist, and there is a melter gun in the squad too. Okay, so the next choice for my Blood Angels is the Death Company Dreadnought. This is actually Castor the Damned from the Deathstorm box set. So he's basically the same as a normal Death Company Dreadnought. He has a melter gun, he has the Magna Grapples, he has a Storm Bolter, but he's actually a character, so he can issue challenges should he wish. And the last thing in my army is the trusty Storm Raven. This is the one that had the ace pilot in from the battle against the Mechanicum, so hopefully he's going to live up to his name in this battle as well and kill a few people. Here's an overview of my army today then. So the captain is joining that tactical squad in the Razorback. The Blood Angels tactical squad is going to be in the Storm Raven with one of the Dreadnoughts, I think probably the Death Company Dreadnought. And yes, that is 4 Dreadnoughts in this list. That's been requested in the chat a few times. You know who you are, so there you go. This is just for you, this battle is, so you better like it. This Razorback, it's just got those guys in, and then heavy support is the Centurions. And that is 1,500 points. Not a lot, but pretty tough. So let's see how this goes.
Deployment for the Iron Hands. On a little note, the Warlord trait for today was Student of History, which means they can choose to fail a morale check. So
Rubbish.
Yeah, Robin's just said that's rubbish and kind of agree with him. So we have a Razorback with twin las cannons on this edge of the board here, just outside the main entrance to the ruined cathedral. We have 1 Dreadnought. We have his Centurions all heading towards the cat. Up inside the building we have a tactical squad of Iron Hands. Further around this side we have the other Razorback, the Librarian Dreadnought and the Contemptor. Inside that Razorback is Robin's Warlord choice and another tactical squad. Deployment for the Chaos Space Marines. My Warlord trait was Flames of Spite, which means that my melee weapons on my HQ choice have Soul Blaze, so my Demon Prince. One of the Defilers has hunkered down on the corner of the cathedral here. He is joined by the Plague Marines. A lot of open ground to get to that relic, get to that cat, but then again it's the same for the Iron Hands as well. Up on top of the building we have the Obliterators. So the Obliterators have a nice open view of the battlefield, especially in that open ground of the cathedral, so I'm kind of guessing Robin will probably try and target these guys. Round the back, hidden here, is a Rhino that's got the 10-man Chaos Space Marine squad in. Over here we have my HQ choice of the Demon Prince. He has wings so he can move forward quite quickly. And then the second Defiler, and the second Defiler is looking down in between the ruins at the Contemptor and Robin's Razorback. So Robin kindly let me go first. So movement for the Chaos Space Marines. My Defiler has moved round the edge of the cathedral 6 inches to try and get a couple of shots off with his auto reaper cannon and his battle cannon. My Demon Prince has moved round to support the Plague Marines. Now they have stayed still this turn. My Rhino has moved up 6 inches, and then finally the remaining Defiler on this side of the board has moved forward 6 inches, trying to get a few shots off over that side. Psychic turn for Chaos Space Marines. Basically my Demon Prince managed to get off summoning. So I have a squad of 10 Bloodletters of Khorne that have just popped onto the edge of the battlefield here, so they're within 12 inches of him. However, I did roll a couple of 6s, so Perils of the Warp, and I rolled a 4, so my Demon Prince has taken a wound, he's down to 3. Remainder of the shooting, this Defiler here opened up at the Centurions, hit with the battle cannon, and Robin managed to save it. And the Auto Reaper cannon opened fire again. Robin managed to save it. Really annoying. 3 las cannons here opened up on the Contemptor. I hit with 2 and penetrated, but Robin saved them with his invulnerable saves. My Defiler over here was beautiful. The battle cannon from this opened up at the Contemptor. It managed to somehow spin its way round to the Librarian Dreadnought and hit that. So if I'll just show you that shot. So it was aiming here, and then it ended up here. Brilliant. However, Robin managed to get the cover save on it. The Auto Reaper cannon opened up, but as I needed snapshots only, I didn't get any.
So my tactical squad in this building has just stayed put. They've got quite a nice firing line for supporting fire over that relic there should anyone venture into it, which I'm sure they will. The Ironclad has moved forward 6 inches. He's got to deal with that threat over there, so he's just in range of his Hurricane Bolters and those demons. The Razorback has stayed put, has a nice line of fire on that Defiler there. Over this side of the table, Centurions have moved round, and they can just about see some of the Plague Marines popping their heads out, just in range of those, so might take a couple out there. Razorback has moved up to support them, also has a nice line of fire across to the Bloodletters. Contemptor's moved up 6 inches, it's got a few potential targets, and over here we have a potential showdown between the Librarian and the Defiler. Let's see who can win that one. This could be quite interesting. The Razorback has shot through the ruins at the Defiler and has managed to score a penetrating hit, and the Defiler is now immobilised. The Bloodletters took a bit of a spanking from the Ironclad Dreadnought's Hurricane Bolters, killing a few of them, and then shots across from the bolters on the top, the heavy bolters on top of the Razorback. So they are now down to a squad of 3, so not too worried about those. The Centurions managed to shoot through the building here, shooting at the Plague Marines, sorry, and managed to kill quite a few of them. I think it was 4 of them in total. So they're now a weakened squad, but they are fearless, I believe, so they'll be still in the battle. Another shot came in on the Defiler, and that was from the Contemptor Dreadnought, needing 6s to glance, but rendered him. Managed to take off a hull point, and he's also immobilised. So 2 immobilised Defilers on the table, which is quite frustrating for Richard, I could imagine.
That's an understatement.
But they still have a battle cannon, so there's still that going for them, I guess.
Woo. Got lucky with my reserve roll, so my Helldrake is on. It is flown up from my deployment zone and flown over the top of the Razorback that contains Robin's HQ choice, so he's going to try and vector strike that. The rest of the movement over here, the Bloodletters have moved up 6. Kind of want them all to die now, so I can summon in another lot. The Rhino has moved up 6 and is taking cover behind the immobilised Defiler. The Demon Prince and the Plague Marines have stood still, waiting for the Iron Hands to come up a bit further, and my Obliterators have also stood still. The Defiler here opened up on the Librarian Dreadnought with everything that it had. Annoyingly, the battle cannon scattered and missed, and the Auto Reaper cannon didn't hit at all. The other Defiler opened fire onto the Centurions. I'm kind of hiding underneath the Helldrake. I hit, but Robin saved them all. His Razorback, however, because of the scatter, took a hull point, and is also crew stunned.
No, shaken.
No, crew shaken for next turn. The Centurion had open fire from 3 las cannons from the Obliterators up there, and is down a hull point as well. The Helldrake failed to vector strike the Razorback, however, the flame template opened up over here, taking off 2 of the Marines.
Yeah.
And now those guys are obviously on fire.
The Librarian Dreadnought has moved through the gap in the buildings, 6 inches, looking to get a charge off at this Defiler, as there's nothing else really of threat on this side of the board. Could ignore it because it's immobilised, but that battle cannon is still giving me a bit of a beating, so need to take it out really. Contemptor Dreadnought had a very poor move through cover, only sort of a couple of inches it's moved up, but can still get a bead on the Plague Marines or the Obliterators should he need to. Centurions and the Razorback have moved up, closing on the Relic. The Centurions got some nice lines of fire on these Obliterators here, so that'll be some AP2 shots coming in. He will get his cover save, but should still do some damage to them. The Ironclad has moved up 6 inches, again just to cover the Relic off there. And my reserves have come in, so the Blood Angels are into the party, so that has a tactical squad and a Death Company Dreadnought in it. So let's see what they can do. On to shooting. So the legendary Storm Raven pilot has done it again. Just flies onto the battle, flies straight up to the Hell Turkey. Hell Turkey is down. Managed to jink a few, but just the number of shots brought him down, so that's first blood for me and a nice relief for these guys in the building. The combined shooting from the Ironclad and the Razorback shot across the table and wiped out the rest of the Bloodletters there. The Centurions and the Contemptor Dreadnought shot into the Obliterators, doing an awful lot of damage, taking the last one down to just 1 wound. So that squad is just hanging in there. In the psychic phase, the Librarian managed to get off Quickening and Unleash Rage. It's quite a long charge to that, but he's pretty buffed up for when he gets into combat with them. Any other shooting was pretty much ineffective. The Razorback here, again, took a pot shot at the Defiler, but managed to miss despite being twin linked, and the frag missile shot across at those Bloodletters that were there but scattered wildly. So the Librarian Dreadnought stands here victorious. He was pretty buffed up with Unleash Rage and the Quickening. Managed to get a few hits on him, penetrated once, and rolled a 6. So the Defiler is no more, tore his claws off quite literally. He then consolidated 1 inch. He's going to try and get in the party over here now. I think a Demon Prince might be coming for him though. Let's see what happens there.
The Rhino has moved round to the side of the Defiler, past the difficult terrain tests and got into the open a little bit here now. The 3 remaining Plague Marines have moved around the back of the Defiler, kind of moving away from that guy over there. The 1 remaining Obliterator has stayed still, but he does have quite a nice shot down there at the Librarian Dreadnought. And the Demon Prince has moved forward 12, all nicely within assault range of the Contemptor. The Obliterator on top of the building opened fire on the Librarian Dreadnought. Missed miserably. My one remaining Defiler down here has a lovely view of the Razorback down there and destroyed it with the Demolisher Cannon. Part of the psychic power, my Demon Prince has summoned up again, and they are now surrounding the relic there on the Chaos icon and are protecting that relic. My Demon Prince failed to make it into combat. It's actually a 9-inch charge when you take the -2 into consideration when you've got the cover, when he's obviously standing inside the building. Robin managed to get one snapshot off at me and wounded me, however I did manage to save it.
The Librarian Dreadnought has moved 4 inches, moved through cover, and is just on the Aquila, ready to charge at the Demon Prince. Centurions have moved up, hoping to get a bit of grav fire in on him, bring him down, or at least weaken him before the HQ from the Blood Angels charges him. The Contemptor has moved round. The Razorback has moved round. My Warlord has got out. He is there, ready to reclaim that relic. There's going to be a lot of rapid firing bolters. Contemptors run round. It's going to be a shooting gallery. The Storm Raven has flown over to the other side. It's going to finish off that Defiler. It's been around for far too long now, so it's time to die. So in the shooting phase, the grav cannons have gone to work on the Demon Prince and killed him. Ding dong, the witch is dead. No more summoning demons. Speaking of demons, yeah, they kind of got shot to pieces. Got shot to pieces by the combined fire of the Contemptor and the Ironclad. Cleared them off the relic. So my command squad has just ran to secure that, so they'll be moving away with that. The Storm Raven, his legendary shooting, the legendary gun servitor in there. So, you know, sometimes people can have a bit of a bad day, can't they? So unfortunately, did not manage to kill the Defiler. Did shoot a claw off him, but I don't think I'll be charging into combat with that anyway, so he's still going to be firing some battle cannon shots. It's far from over though, because there's still 10 Chaos Space Marines in that.
The Obliterator has shuffled forward on top of the building, trying to give himself a couple more targets. Obviously the Defiler hasn't moved. The Plague Marines have moved around to the front of it, however. The Rhinos moved forward and the Chaos Space Marines that are inside have jumped out. There is a melt gun here, so let's see if this guy can be a legend like he was in the last battle with the Black Templars Land Raider and destroy the Dreadnought that is there. Okay, so the Defiler has opened up with its battle cannon and its auto reaper cannon at the Razorback that was here and wrecked it, taking off all the hull points. So the HQ squad that are holding the relic have now got to foot slog it out because their transport has now gone. Over here, the Chaos Space Marines multi-melt gun opened fire on this. It has penetrated it, it has immobilised it, so it's taken down a hull point. So that is now stuck there. So, oh yeah, and finally the Obliterator on top of the building opened up with his plasma cannon at these guys here, scattered wildly and didn't do anything. The Rhino then opened fire with his Stormbolt at the same target, the HQ choice, doing 2 wounds, but Robin with his lucky dice roll in has managed to save both of them.
So my command squad has moved up and over the barricade. The captain has the cat secure, ready to take the data from that. Everything else has moved around to cover their escape. So the Contemptor, the Centurions are covering this flank, can take shots at the Obliterator on there, or look at the Defiler. The Storm Raven's gone into hover mode, it's backed up 6 inches, and the Death Company Dreadnought and the 5-man tactical squad are providing fire support for the escape. The Ironclad has just pivoted on the spot, even though it's immobilised it can do that, and it's got a nice Hurricane Bolter within rapid fire range, looking at this last ditch attempt to get the relic off us. Okay, so lots of shooting went down here. So heavy flamer shot, Hurricane Bolter shot. These guys just single shot their bolters. The Death Company Dreadnought shot a melter, and Storm Bolter all into that squad, whittled it down. It's lost, I think it's 4 or 5 guys, I think it's just 4 guys. Four guys in the end, despite everything shooting at it. So they're putting on a brave last stand there, desperate to get the relic back. The Blood Angels, however, at the front, they have a different plan. They're going to charge them. So let's see if those 5 Blood Angels can take out the 6 Chaos Space Marines in the assault phase. The Centurions on this side of the table decided enough was enough with the Defiler and glanced it to death. They can do that because they automatically immobilise vehicles on a 6, because it was immobilised already. You get an additional hull point, so they actually managed to score about 5 6s on it in the end. So he demon saved a couple, but it was ultimately brought down in the end. Librarian Dreadnought shot up at this Obliterator, didn't do anything though, so those two will continue their little one-on-one battle. I think a lucky shot's going to come in and end up killing the Librarian, but we'll have to see how that goes. So let's move on to assault. This could end the game. Let's see how it goes. So the Blood Angels have charged in. The Aspiring Champion challenged my Sergeant and accepted. So we had a power fist off there. Unfortunately for the Aspiring Champion, he missed everything, whereas I hit twice and wounded twice. So 1 wound was carried over to the squad. So 2 guys died there, and then the rest of the squad took out another guy for no casualties. So the Blood Angels there are proving again, yet again, how good they are in close combat compared to normal Chaos Space Marines. Isn't that right, Rich?
Yeah, they're just not calling berserkers this time.
He was really fortunate though, because Castor decided that he just wanted to walk, so he didn't bother getting in close combat. Otherwise, they probably would have been dead by now. They did, however, pass their morale check, so that is an ongoing combat there.
The Plague Marines have moved up 6 inches. They're going to join in this combat here and try and save their Black Legion brothers. They do have poison, so they are going to wound on a 4. The Obliterator on top of the building has actually ignored the Librarian Dreadnought and actually taken a shot at the Flyer as it's in hover mode with its plasma cannon. It managed to take off a hull point, and I was kind of hoping I'd destroy it and it kind of crashed down on top of something. Unfortunately it hasn't, so it's over to assault. Over here, the Blood Angels and the Black Legion guys traded blow for blow. It was a good thing that the Plague Marines are in here, because I'm down to 1 Black Legion Space Marine who has ran, but because these guys are locked in combat with the Plague Marines and they are fearless, then they can't be charged down, so he is there running away.
My Librarian Dreadnought has moved up 6 inches, looking to get an assault on that last remaining obliterator that's the thorn in his side the whole battle. The Centurions have moved up 6. They may as well pick on that last guy that's fleeing.
That's a bit harsh.
Yes, it is.
That's mean.
The Death Company Dreadnought has moved around to support this assault here. The Contemptor has just stayed put. Probably going to take some shots at that Rhino just through the gap there. We have an immobilised Ironclad, which is probably just going to shoot at the Rhino as well. The Storm Raven is still hovering, just providing fire support for the Iron Hands command squad, which has pulled back another 6 inches, so it looks like that relic is now secure. It's just a case of mopping up action now. It looks like the Dark Gods weren't with Chaos today, and the Emperor surely has protected us. The Centurions did what they set out to do. They completely bullied that last Black Legion guy. I think they wounded him 9 times. He was out in the open, no cover saves could save him, so he got crushed in his own armour. The Storm Raven and the Contemptor Dreadnought shot into the Rhino and have blown it up. It's now perched there, wrecked. The command squad have just stayed put, weren't actually in range of anything worth shooting at. They've got the relic. That's objective secured for that unit there. So just on to the final assault. I think we're going to call it after this turn, unless Richard pulls out something particularly heroic in this assault. The Death Company Dreadnought caster made short work of the Plague Marines, chopping all 3 of them down before the Blood Angels even needed to get involved there. The Librarian Dreadnought did heroic leap up to the top, sliced the last obliterator down, and has consolidated back down to the building. So that is a wipeout. The Space Marines, the dominant force on the day. The relic is secure. The Emperor will be happy. And the Dark Gods will not be. They'll have to find another cathedral to defile on another planet. So as the sun sets over this battlefield, the Iron Hands and Blood Angels leave it victorious, and this is what the table looks like at the end. So a very dominant display here by all the Space Marines. Nothing left of the Chaos Forces about, apart from some destroyed demon engines, ruined tanks, and a dead Helldrake. So it was a good list, it was a strong list, whoever it was that suggested 4 dreadnoughts. You were right, it is strong. I'm not sure it was the most fun for my opponent, but good battle all the same. The relic is secure. So thanks for watching, everybody. If you liked it, remember to click that like button, give us a comment. We always like to hear your feedback, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. See you again, guys.